Good morning and welcome. It is 7:30. It is the first day of September 2021. Fall is upon us, maybe? I don't know. I'm your grumpy guide to all things gaming and weather, the OGGM. It is Wednesday, which is it's time to take a look at the crowdfunding Kickstarter news of the week. And our first thing we need to take a look at is the Lancer RPG has suspended its Kickstarter fulfillment. The popular mecha-themed Lancer RPG, which kickstarted successfully with almost $500,000 in 2019, has announced that it is suspending development on the Field Guide to Harrison's Army, Field Guide to the On Eucumean, and No Room for the Wallflowers campaign part 2. The core book rewards shipped successfully in 2020. In the Kickstarter update today, the people over at the company posted that life commitments and the impact of COVID on the publishing industry was causing delays in the original timeline. They were still working to fulfill the projects, but several of them are going to have to just be discontinued. So the main book is out, but some of the supplements for the Kickstarter have been suspended. It doesn't mean you won't get them in the future, but you're not going to get them right away. If you want more information on how this affects you, if you did Kickstarter, head on over to the Kickstarter role-playing page for the Lancer RPG and see how this affects you, if at all. Moving on to other news. We have from Unicorn Motorcycle Games. Unicorn Motorcycle Games. It should be Unicorn on a Motorcycle Games, but other than that, that's just awesome. We have The Price of Coal, a story game of labor rights. This is an original system. The most popular pledge is $25, and this is about the unionization of coal mining. Just when you think every topic that you can think of has been covered by a role-playing game, somebody decides to try and make a role-playing game based upon the battles for better working conditions and unionization of the coal mines in the 1920s, because there's a lot of role-playing, epic adventure storytelling in that genre. I mean, sort of a Western, but yeah. Is there a market for this? Maybe. All right, so if the idea of a role-playing game based upon the 1920s coal miners fighting to get better working conditions and unionization is something that excites you, check this Kickstarter out. From Exalted Funeral, we have the Herbalist Premier. This is a system-neutral source book. Most popular pledge is $40. 360-page book, illustrated guide featuring details about real-world plants, but not just any plants. These are the ones that can get you stuff like healing plants and stuff like that. So, if you want to walk around in your garden and see if any of these plants can help your player character with things, check it out. But, of course, before you start eating weeds simply because this book says so, you might want to double check to make sure whether the book is actually accurate. Yeah. From Nightfall Games, we have for SL Industries 2nd edition, Collateral. This is an SL Industries 2nd edition source book. The most popular pledge is $50. This is in this sci-fi version of the 1980s. You play freelance operatives working for and against the bizarre corporations of the Earth. These are 2 new source books for the splatterpunk sci-fi horror noir RPG that is SLA Industries. The first book is, of course, a Collateral, which figures new NPCs ranging from allies to enemies. From Lion Wing Publishing, we have Picturesque Roman, a Requiem for Rogues, Japanese anime tabletop role-playing game. This is a original system. It's $100 the most popular pledge. This campaign translates the 5th edition of the Japanese RPG Picturesque Roman, a Requiem of Rogues, into English. Each player takes a role of a rogue in the city, each hunting the same VIP mark, planning to steal from the whale for themselves. In this game, you compete against each player at the table, as well as the VIP and the DM, to succeed in your crime. From Orbital Intelligence LLC, we have Crapland 2, a surrealist suburban Trochia RPG book. This is based upon the Trochia RPG role-playing system. This is a source book. The most popular pledge is $60. If you live in the burbs and know what true boredom and surrealism can create, then Crapland 2 is your jam. Here are some of the flavors you can expect in this game. There's a damned freeway, a planetarium full of planets eager to escape, lycanthropic 7-Elevens, and so much more. So, Crapland is a great name for a game, I guess. And if you want to roleplay in the surreal weirdness of the suburbs, this game could be for you. From Twitchy Butcher Studios, we have Stingers and Spores. This is a Savage Worlds Adventure Edition sourcebook. $20 is the most popular pledge. In a world where insects have inherited the earth and they're built buggy civilizations using Savage Worlds, this game lets you play as one of 14 insect archetypes among 30 species of bugs, doing bug things, like fighting bug wars, and exploring a bug universe, and doing things that bugs would do on adventures in a post-apocalyptic world where only bugs are the last survivors. If you're afraid of bugs, this probably isn't the game for you. From Sneak Attack Press, we have Good Little Children Never Grow Up 5e. This is a adventure module for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. A haunted orphanage and trapped kids give your party motivation to do a search and rescue. Ooh. And that's it for the Kickstarting news of the week. If any of those crowdfunders sound like something you want to support, head on over to your friendly local game store, that's Cess Games Anime here in Ventura, and ask them to look into it for you. Once again, if you kickstarted the Lancer RPG and were interested in some of the supplemental bonuses that were going to be made available to you, please double check over on the Kickstarter for the Lancer game, because a lot of the stuff has been temporarily suspended. I'm your grumpy guy to all things gaming. If you appreciate this content, please let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 1,000 subs. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay off my land. I will talk to you later. Crapland. Somebody named a role-playing game Crapland. The world is a wonderful place.